Welcome, welcome to the Authorpreneur Summit. I'm so excited. Our featured speaker today is Rovan Deon. And let me go ahead and give a little intro and a bit about him before we get into chat. Welcome, welcome, Rovan. Let me read a bit about you so everybody can get a quick jump ahead. So Rovan Deon, a three-time best-selling author and results coach whose journey in transformation and personal development has spanned over 30 inspiring years. He helps authors, entrepreneurs, and creatives to unleash their potential, increase revenue, and conquer fears of sales and marketing, all while crafting authentic, impactful messages. Honored with the Outstanding Educator Award by the United Federation of Teachers and as a results coach, he's had the good fortune to work with a diverse array of clients from United Nations professionals to Grammy-nominated artists, speechwriters for presidents and head of state of Africa to transform their lives and careers. With his deep commitment, he aims to help clients increase their revenue, combat content creation, crush their fears of sales and marketing, and help them break barriers, realize their dreams, and get their unique message out into the world with a long and lasting impact. This is the man you need to know. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here.
Wow, thank you so much for the introduction, Kathy. It is so interesting. I just want to start out. You just really don't get who you are unless you're being recreated by another.
Ah, yes, yes. So true. And for anyone who's watching too, like that is part of what we do. Like we're pretty amazing. Like we're out there shaping lives and doing things in the world. And you're right. Like especially when you're a solopreneur, sometimes you got to toot your own horn because nobody else is going to. So being able to read this bio, and I know because we've known each other a few years and we've been in personal development together and business development, like I know this is just the tip of the iceberg. Doesn't even begin to really truly describe who you are and what you do in the world, but this is a great way to introduce you to our authorpreneurs today. So
So,
tell us a bit about your latest book and what you've got going on right now.
whew,
Because I know you
book
have a few.
number, I do. So this is book number three. This is Zero to Hero in Real Estate. And basically what happened for me is I actually recently been certified by the state of New York to teach real estate to all New York real estate agents. And so
Is that what you're up to lately?
Yes,
Wow.
this is what one of the things that I'm up to, and as you spoke, the personal development work that we do together, we're able to do several big projects at once, and so this is just one of the things that I'm doing right now. Just doing that, and I wrote this because there's a void in our community about people of color actually getting into real estate. And I said, what better way with your help, of course, getting that message out there, which is so very important to get that out to let people know that, hey, this is a conversation that needs to happen, that we need to be a part of, and you can create generational wealth while doing that.
Right on. I love it. Love it. When you see a gap, you got to step in. And I love that, like, you're an educator. So, of course, you're just going to go right into the education and then you're going to go ahead and help people. And the best way to do that is establish yourself as an authority by writing a book, making it a bestseller, sharing it with the world. And
Yes.
so, I know that lately you've been really focusing on in real estate as well as just in general helping people with their social media message. Now, we talked a bit about, and I'd love to have you share with our entrepreneurs too, the concept of how not just like real estate agents, but real estate investors use social media, can leverage social media, because some of our entrepreneurs do invest in on the side, as well as how they can use it in their day-to-day business. Can you talk to us a bit about social media and leveraging your message in that way?
Yeah, great. So great for real estate agents, but here's the thing. Doing this three times as a international best-selling author and as an author in general, I actually have a full-time job on top of all the things that I do. And yeah, as you said, as an educator, Have 20 years under my belt as an educator.
Mm.
Thank goodness. Just changing lives on a young people's level, which I really love as well. But one of the things I found out very quickly is once I wrote that first book, that was just the beginning. I when I tell you, I had no idea how to get that message out there, trial and error, trying to find this person, this material, that material. I could have just shaved years off my life had I just found the right person just to tell me, say, you know what? Great that you wrote that book. Fabulous. It's heart centers. You want to change lives and you have a message and you have an impact. But how are you going to make money? How are you going to create traffic? How are you going to create sales? What is your marketing plan going to look like? And being that you're full time, how the heck can you just use these hours the most effectively in order to do all that? And that's what I'm a stand now that our authors' messages get out into the world and they get a chance to earn money while doing that.
Right. Love that. Love it. And so, what are some of the ways that I know that you are really into like some AI and technology stuff? What are some of the ways that you're leveraging that with the social media?
Well, here's the thing. One of the things that people may not know about me, there are many facets to me, of course, but one of the things people may not know is that before I became an educator, I actually worked on Wall Street for many years as a technology guy.
Oh,
And
how did
I
I not know
and
that?
listen, Kathy, I probably would not have been an educator had it not been for this one thing. And that one thing was 9/11.
Mm,
And so I had to recreate myself. And so I began to look at my life. And so I kind of replayed my strengths and I kind of looked. I came to New York many, many years ago as actually a professional dancer. And I choreographed for the Alvin Ailey Company. So I was a master teacher there. And then when I went to Wall Street on corporate, I was a corporate trainer teaching. That's what all the internet that was the boom and the new computers and Microsoft Word. So I got every certification, of course, because I just love to learn. That's the only way to get to the next level, by the way. Learn, 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 learn. Get coach, take action. And so I looked again. I was an educator. And so I said, you know what? My wife actually is in education. She's a guidance counselor for high school. She had, many years doing that. I said, you know what? Looking over my life, I think I'm going to become a teacher. I have always been a teacher. I still am a teacher. It just shows up as coach now and as educator writing courses and books.
wow.
So
I
it kind of
had no
all,
idea.
yeah,
I learned
yeah.
something new about you. Every time we chat, I always learn something new. And there's probably a million and one things, so many stories. Like I just want to ask you
Oh,
so many questions about like originally coming to New York as a dancer. I didn't know that. Working on Wall Street.
yeah.
I didn't know that. 9/11. I didn't know that. Like I know you as an educator. I know you as a very powerful speaker. I didn't realize. Like that's so interesting. And I'm sure that all of these pieces and all these things that you've learned, because I mean, obviously you love education and you're always learning. And I'm sure that you take all these bits of knowledge, and me being, older, I have done similar, like you accumulate experiences over a lifetime. And I'm sure that those experiences in New York, on Wall Street, in corporate, even as a dancer and instructor and in education, that you take all of those and share them with people. Like I'm sure that makes you a really powerful coach.
You get a chance to draw on many experiences. This is so very true.
Yeah.
So very, very true. And I think that's probably like, as you're reading my bio, why I was able to attract so many different types of people to work with, all those different kind of artists and heads of states and, all that. Because I think it's just a reflection of who I am in general. And that is that I just dare not to be this one thing.
That absolutely makes sense. And I'm sure that several of our authorpreneurs are multifaceted as well and have had different experiences and may even be in a transition point in their lives. I know I recently went through a transition point where, empty nesting, the kids left, divorced and single and footloose, fancy free. And so I know a lot of people get to these major points in their lives and they're like, okay, now what's next for me? And that's the perfect time to have a coach. And especially if you need to get your message out. Ravon, I know that you're going to talk about, I know you have a free offer that's like just mind blowing. Like, I'm going to jump in on this thing. I can't even believe it. Done for you 30-day content plan and Canva templates. I guess you call it
Yes.
boost engagement. Like, heck yes. So tell me more about that.
Well, one of the challenges again that I found out that I wished I would have had when I was just starting out, once that book was done and the work was just beginning,
Mm.
they tell you that, but you don't really get it.
Oh.
And so I found out, from that book, it's just you kind of like create a whole business behind that,
Yeah.
right? And so what was the struggle for me because I worked full time was finding the time to create these social media posts and finding out like what to do, what to say. And by the way, that's where AI comes in. You
Mhm.
never have to worry about running out of ideas. And so we ever for our authors who's out there, we get a chance to work together. We go over how to really take advantage of AI because it's a brand new day when it comes to that.
Mm.
But these templates is something that my thing was trying to shortcut your way. I'm just not a fan of just spinning my wheels as I did year after year after year after year and begin to seek out coaches and educators that could actually shorten that time to actually be successful. And that's why that we work so close together because, it would have taken me years. And what coaches and a good mentor does is cut your time literally in half, if not more. And so I said, well, what can I give to that I would have wanted for myself when I first started out? I said, you know what? I know most people are not technology savvy, especially with AI coming on. I know they may not be a whiz at Canva, which is what I use to do a lot of my development. Why don't I just let's just get your message out because I'm a stand that your message gets out. That is more important to me than anything. Listen, you wrote a book, awesome. Or you're thinking about writing a book, awesome. I don't want that to be just for your 5 friends or your family members. I am now a stand to make sure that your message get out in the world and you are able to make sales and profits while doing that. Like I'm a stand for that. So I said, you know what? Here we go. 30-day plan. Done. I said, okay, I'll give you like a half a month's worth of templates, which you can recycle over and over, change the color, do this, do that. So you literally could stretch this out as really to 3 months if you wanted to, right? Because you're just rinsing and repeating. And so, what a lifesaver, what a time saver that's going to be for our people, for our fellow author friends, to get that in their hands so they can start to get themselves out there and they can start to expand their reach. Because the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter if you wrote a killer book if no one knows about it.
Oh, that right there, that part right there. It kills me. I see some amazing authors all like announce they're a bestseller and then they never talk about it again. They don't put best-selling author in their title. They don't promote their book anymore. They don't use quotes from their book. And it's just like, oh, it's heartbreaking. You took all the
Yeah,
time to do that. And now you're not telling everybody about it over and over and over again because it's always new to somebody. And you're right. A lot of people don't know technology or they don't like technology or it feels overwhelming. And to
yeah,
give them
yeah.
30 days, like done for you 30 days, here's your templates. Like if you can do it for 30 days, you can do it for another 30 days. And if
Oh,
you can
yeah.
do it for 60 days, you can do it for another 30 days. And pretty soon, a year's gone by, a couple of years have gone by, you've got more clients. And like that's what it's really all about. Not to mention, if you do it for a couple 30-day segments, then you can just hire somebody, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure
And
Rovan can
that's
help you do that long term, rinse and repeat. Like that's what it's
yes.
really all about.
Yeah, this is what I found. I just think that I think they just get stuck,
Yeah.
and I think they just don't know what to do.
Mm.
Um, just like I'm informing myself, I didn't really know what to do. I was excited.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Hmm.
beyond belief, bestseller, that's what you want, everyone.
Yeah.
Bestseller, bestseller. Kathy is awesome for getting that book to be a bestseller. That's her genius. That is her genius, and I'm a proven walking testimony of that. But what's going to happen once that's done? That's the conversation that we need to be having. How are you going to get that message out there? You know,
Yes.
we don't want you to disappear. You wrote that book for a message. And I'll tell you a quick story. I was on another mastermind, and there was a gentleman down in Florida, very successful, sold businesses, multimillionaire, went through cancer, and he was now on the other side of cancer, beat cancer, and he's just been helping people, talking to people, kind of coaching them around that. Actually wrote a book, and he dropped the bomb in the room. How do I get my book out there?
Mm.
My heart just ripped. It just ripped. Because you know, Kathy, and I know the kind of people that write books in our community are heart-centered authors, people who wants to make a difference, people who wants to make an impact, right? And my heart wrenched. I reached right out to him and said, listen, I don't care what it takes. We're getting your message out there because I have people in my family that I know passed away from cancer, and I am not going to let that dream or that book die on your bookshelf or in your room. We got to get you out there.
Yes.
And that's what it's about.
I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that story. Yeah. And I need to ask, I want to circle back around and ask a bit about, as a three-time best-selling author, what are some of the benefits that you've seen specifically from
Oh,
being a best-selling author?
well, one of the things that, that takes years, I think, to accomplish for some people is that space called authority,
Mm,
which is very important.
mm,
In other words, people don't know you from Adam. And it's kind of like, why should we listen to you?
mm, mhm,
Well, because I'm actually the authority on the book that I wrote, which I want to share with you and show you how you can do that thing in which I have done to shortcut your life.
yeah.
So, number one, authority, podcast appearances,
Mm,
media. Wow, it just goes on and on. I tell you, when we first was in our circle of doing personal development, and I heard about people writing books. I didn't know who you were, and I was like, books. And it's like, yeah, I wrote my book. Oh, I wrote my book, and I started to get really excited. And then the next thing I said, how the heck am I going to do that? And then came Kathy. And then from there, you just keep growing and you keep growing and you keep doing using the power of AI. I mean, this year alone, all the books are not out yet. One is to at a publisher, at a editor right now. This would actually be that's my second book, and my third book is actually a children's book that's already been translated into Spanish. Like, this is the power and the momentum. Bestseller has you to get confidence like nobody's business. Believe it or not, everybody, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert.
No. Yeah.
I am an introvert. When the lights come on, I'm like the WB Frog, but when the lights come on, like being a performer, I'm here. Uh, I can turn that light on, but I tell you, before the lights come on, I'm a nervous wreck. My palms are sweating. So authors, when that time comes for you to get yourselves out there, listen, do that. Get yourselves out there. And the best advice I could ever give you is don't try to be like anyone else.
Mm,
Be yourself. Sometimes you just feel like you just want to throw a t-shirt on, or whatever, because people are going to accept you for who you are. Those people who you're really called to serve,
yeah.
they're not going to care. They're not going to care.
Right.
They're going to accept you for who you are. You're going to be like family. It's going to be like, your best friends. I mean, Kathy, we know. When
Mm.
you get inside of that community, your energy level goes up. Your book is going to take you places that you never thought possible. They're going to take you
Yes.
to stages that you never thought possible. It's going to
Mm.
have you to change lives in ways that you never thought possible. The power of that book is going to outlive you.
Yes, I love that. It's so true. So true. And I love that all of the benefits that you shared with us obviously mean that you shared your book. You shared your book, you shared what you were up to in the world. You're obviously out there telling people, look, I wrote a best-selling book. Like, you can't write a book and then not tell people. And if you're not talking about it in social media and you're not keeping it going, like you're the best kept secret because you're keeping it a secret. But again, let's circle back around to this 30-day content plan because, like, I don't even know how you're doing this for people. I really do. I want to jump in on this because who doesn't need a little extra content done for them? My goodness. So, done for you 30-day content plan, stunning Canva templates to boost engagement. So is it a quick, easy URL for them to go to, or are we giving them the link to click on?
Well,
What's
we're
the
going to give them the link for that. Yeah, we're going to give them the link for
I'll
it.
pop the link
Uh,
in for them and they
yeah,
can just
they will
click
just be
on
able
it,
to,
go
they
there
can
and
just click on that bad baby and they can just say use as a template and they can immediately start using that, create their content. Some of them I've actually done several of the posts for you as well, but I wanted to give our people some creative freedom to not do everything in that, but the whole 30-day content each day, it's like, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And before you know it, it's just getting yourselves out there, looking at those responses. And I will tell you, everyone, which no one told me, you really want to respond to the people. As
Mm,
Kathy would say, it's called social media for a
right.
reason. Best advice
Right.
ever.
Yes.
So yes, you comment on them and you'll see people will start to engage with you and you'll start to build followings, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much. And how can we stay in touch with you beyond today? How do we get in touch with you in social media? What socials do you have?
Well, I primarily am on Facebook, so you can always find me at Rovan Deon on Facebook.
Hmm.
I'm starting up a new Facebook group called the Page to Profits.
Okay, cool. Love
Page to Profits. And so join the Facebook group in which we will be doing some other things there. I'll be sharing more information. Like I said, I'm really a standout to get people messages out
that.
just so they're not the best kept secret. And we want to make sure that we can begin to make revenue. Listen, I used to be a professional dancer. There's nothing glorious about being poor because when one coach told me, it's like if you are not making money, you can't make much of an impact,
Mm, so true. So true.
right? So it is our fiduciary duty to make sure that we are rewarded for the services that we render such that we can impact more people
Yes.
with your unique message.
Absolutely, because good people need money to do more good in the world. It's really very
That's,
simple.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your inspiring words, your awesome gift. Like, what a generous gift. Thank you.
Well, I just hope everyone enjoys that gift. I mean,
Yes.
I really thought about it, and I just want to do something very special for our author friends.
Yeah, and you'll be able to like have contact with them inside of Bestsellers Guild so they can ask you questions and feel free to drop your new group link in there so people can come join your Facebook group and hang out with you. Like the conversation is just beginning here. Let's continue it. Like this is not the end. This is the beginning. So,
This is the beginning. Thank you so very much.
thanks for being here. Have a good day, everybody.
All right, thank you.